more can I say?
Top Billin.
I, Top Billin, can't front. Your boy, the Underground King here, is extremely perturbed about what occurred with my Ravens last night because it feels like the offense didn't even get off the bus. Now listen, much respect to the Miami Dolphins, a team that I gave a lot of coverage to in the offseason around draft time, a team that I know has severe personnel on defense, and they have a really good defensive coach in Brian Flores, the head coach, and he is very much in that Bill Belichick mode where he wants to take away exactly what you do best. And this particular Ravens team here, this iteration of it, is a vertical passing team. Imagine that. I thought he couldn't throw vertically, Cletus. See? These hillbillies back out with that goofy-ass narrative about your man Lamar Jackson, Action Jackson himself, being a running back. So we're going to keep hitting these hillbillies in the face with Twisted Tea.
You gonna smack me with that? Smack me! Smack me! Come on, get it. Drop it.
And keep dancing on him because you know that man has the ability to adjust like no other. So, hey, it is what it is on this front right here. They needed to adjust a lot quicker in this particular game here, but these corrections to me are very, I'm not going to say they're easy, but I believe when they get into the lab here, they'll see exactly where they need to go for the next step in the development as an offense. Shout outs to Rashad Bateman, who was killing it, though. That boy is trouble. Absolutely trouble. And then, of course, that offensive line, man. But guess what helps the offensive line? This stuff that I'm going to talk about right here. Now, listen. On this one right here, you have an all-engage. So what they were doing is they were taking away the vertical passing game. They weren't even really worried about the run. Imagine that. They weren't even really worried about the run. They wanted to put pressure on Lamar and not let them beat him with not let him beat them with his arm, right? So that narrative has changed. You got the all engage right here, right? Sending 8, I believe that's 8. Sending 8 right there, and then almost like cloud coverage on the back end. You got 3 deep zone here, but they're playing it towards the sticks, trying to make you throw short. But for some odd reason here, they didn't get the adjustment to run some glance routes or simply convert some of these into what this could be right here is a bubble with Mark Andrews blocking, and then you have 2-on-2 out here and out into the boundary. That's a great adjustment here, but what you will see is your man Hollywood Brown here. It looks like he's running a stuggle, and he's still running. He's from Hollywood, Florida. He probably ran all the way back home. He never even gets his head around. So you cannot do this with this type of an offensive line and with this type of pressure that they're sending because it's just too many. You get Javon Holland right here off the edge. He's coming. You throw into that vacation there, and then you have Mark Andrews blocking, or you just can hit this on a flat route. Just whatever you can to quickly get rid of the ball there, but no dice. See here. Nothing. Look at that. Everybody running towards the sticks here. That's a long time to hold the ball when you having this type of pressure right there. And then it's all engaged with all gaps covered. Hollywood Brown's head still isn't around right here. He's still running vert. Like, why are you clearing out? Why didn't they get the memo on this one to go ahead and convert that to something that's a glance? I don't know, but to me it's easily correctable, but this is the NFL. It's about how you adjust, and the Ravens are the best at adjusting, in my opinion. Personnel usage. I totally forgot about Devin Duvernay. That is the guy to have in those third down situations in the make it from scratch game, because you get him the ball out on the perimeter as such right here with some spacing there. Now look, this time you have the blocking. Obviously it was not a fabricated pressure package, but just imagine that with a fabricated pressure package like before, and you have Mark Andrews out here blocking. And this dude is able to work that make it from scratch game. That's just what he does, man. He's a run after the catch type wide receiver with a running back's body and a running back's mentality. It's all about learning your personnel and being able to use it at a certain amount of times. It's at certain specific times. Hollywood Brown, that's not his game right there. He's not going to break too many tackles or anything like that. But Devin Duvernay can actually do that. You have all the answers on the test, in my opinion, to make sure that you're able to give yourself the best chance to win. This is the same exact fabricated pressure scheme all engaged. This time Holland's coming off this side here. So you got everybody shooting in, and then you still got your peel backs here. I believe it might be the same couple of players or very similar to what they were doing before. And Lamar, this is the beginning of the game. Lamar recognized this. So he's throwing to where Javon Holland would normally be. And you get Sammy Watkins here running vert. However, I'm not exactly sure what happened here. Obviously, the pressure caused Lamar to have to throw this a little bit sooner than he would, not to mention this shit right here. Now, this is something that's been plaguing the Ravens for a minute here. Lamar has to get that. They need to break the huddle more or go into more of those heat tempo packages that they were doing, the variable timing stuff that they were doing before. Break the huddle. Make sure that man every damn practice looks at the shot clock and make sure he gets that bad boy with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, man. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here? You can't keep – those are rookie-type mistakes this offense is making here. But you see he recognizes it here, and he just got to execute better on this one right here. Sammy Watkins just quits on this one. Did he lose it in the lights? Maybe he lost it in the lights or something like that. It doesn't necessarily look like it when the ball's coming. I don't know. He already turned his head, and the ball's not coming down yet. But it looks like that man was scared of that goalpost, to be honest with you. Didn't know where he was at on the field, and that's thrown right at the goalpost with some severe accuracy. Any further, he would actually hit the goalpost, but I don't know. Sammy Watkins running with this, your hands are longer, or your hands can extend out, your arms can extend out. He could have probably got this, man. He stopped running. I'm going to actually put this on Sammy Watkins right there, man. Let me know what you think about this particular play. When I looked at it originally live, I thought this was the weirdest shit I had ever seen. That man just stopped running, and he had way more space than he thought he had. All right, real quick, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Also, make sure you hit that share button. Take this bad boy to message boards and social media. Let's spread the word. Top billing is where it's at. Flock Wall Street, all right? Now, listen, I'm about to start being like Shannon Sharp because he don't never let Skip Bayless forget when he has something correct. You know, he like, hey, Skip, you remember back in 1988 when I told you that? Like, come on, man. I was telling you guys about Devontae Freeman and how much I wanted him, and everybody was like, but he got cut by the New Orleans Saints. He's done. You remember back in the Super Bowl when he missed the block and all this goofy shit? Like, what does that got to do with anything? It's a business. We know people get cut from teams all the time. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. This guy's clearly the best running back on the team. Let's get this guy some more carries. Look at this. Look at the vision. Look at the ability to get skinny through the hole, make something out of nothing. Like, come on. Why isn't this guy getting more touches? Are they afraid that he's going to get hurt? Now, he has been injury prone in the past. Maybe that is like a sticking point there for them. But, man, look at this. Hole clog. He skips a gap, puts his foot in the ground, gets skinny through the hole, comes up out of it, and is still breaking ankles and taking names later. Look at that. Come on, man. Devontae Freeman can still play some football, and he can definitely still help the Ravens, who actually need to commit to the run a little bit more, at least with the traditional run game and not with Action Jackson so much, man, because he's Dr. Jack, baby. When he's back there passing the ball, he's Dr. Jack. I just want to see him pass the ball most of the time. Let's let the running backs do the heavy lifting. It's not Le'Veon Bell. Well, I say about Le'Veon Bell, that man extra slow. Come on, man. Let me get some more Devontae Freeman. Where's Tyson Williams? Is he not on the team anymore? Somebody explain to me where the hell Tyson Williams is. It should be Williams and Freeman. That's it. Remember, this is just a post-game, post-snap reaction kind of deal here. I want to come back with the all-22 where I can really concentrate on that offensive line, more like the end zone view where I can concentrate on the offensive line in that run game, because that's a problem. That is a major problem if you're talking about a copycat league, because these guys will definitely try to mimic what the Dolphins did there. But I wanted to give shout-outs to my man Anthony Avery here before I get out of here. This man is a straight-up beast. He is as good as Marlon Hump this season to me. Two Alabama cats. This is Alabama on Alabama crime right here. Him going against the Houston Comet, Jalen Waddle, and he damn near runs the route for Waddle. Look at that. Excellent way to get yourself in position. You stack the receiver, and you go and almost make the play over your shoulder, right? Come on. This shit is hard. I almost want to do something on Avery by himself. But look, 50-50 exchange situation. You got a two-way go here because of the reduced split. And look at that. He doesn't panic. He stays patient. And what does he do? One of the first ones to actually do what I say all the time, right? You take that inside arm to that inside shoulder pad just to get yourself in position there. And look, that's absolutely perfect. Exactly how you do it right there. It's a rangefinder. You got yourself in position. Might want to let it go a little bit there, but hey, they're fighting in the bump zone right there. And Waddle's fighting as well. But look, he gets off on top of Waddle. Very physical out there, but they're both being physical. And then he's able to stack Waddle, which you don't normally see. He stacks the receiver, and this man becomes the wide receiver right here, trying to make that over-the-shoulder grab like he's Cedric Mullins out there. But to no avail. Great job by Waddle getting back into the play, too, and becoming the DB. So he essentially became the receiver on that play. Middle field close by Chuck Clark. If you look on this side right here, you get deep third coverage. You have Brandon Stevens dropping in. Geno Stone is also out here. Looks like he starts to work to the flat. That would let me think that, or lead me to believe that Anthony Averett needed to work a deep third coverage, because then you will see pretty much everything covered, or has the ability to be covered here. And looks like you have man on skill with Marlon Hump going against Gesicki, who I think he erased Gesicki off the face of the planet. It was a pretty good game by Marlon Hump there, but that's my recollection of this. I want to see the reaction from you guys on that and see what you think right here. So look, Brandon Stevens does actually roll to the flat, so that will be flat duty right here by Stevens working out there. Marlon Hump actually drops back, so he wasn't even man on skill. Geno Stone working towards the flat. Looks like Pernell McPhee right here as well. So you close all that off. All that's perfect. There's no way you get your middle field closed as well. So there's no way you would just leave all of this free. I would have to think that Averett was the one who messed up on this particular coverage. So all it takes is one person not being on the same page as someone else, or they get the signals crossed up or something like that, and then you get this super long explosive play. I don't know. If there was one caveat to this for me, being a Hokie fan, that this was to my man Isaiah Ford, and he was tackled by Chuck Clark. So you had that Hokie old school reunion, the reunion of the Hokies, right? So I don't know, man. I'm perturbed. I definitely didn't want them to lose this game to the Dolphins. Not anything to do with the Dolphins or anything like that. I just wanted them to keep that momentum from that Vikings game that they had there, and then continue to press throughout the season there, especially with all of the division games coming up. So it is what it is, man. Nothing to fret about. Some of this stuff is easily correctable on both sides of the ball there. But there are some things you can take away from this game that is positive, and I may have to highlight some of that in the coming days there. But terrible on that offensive line, and I really want to see what's going on with that and seeing why they didn't adjust until late with that. All right. But it's your boy Murf, the Underground King. I appreciate you, Flock Wall Street, man. Make sure you send in that quality support if you haven't already. If you want more Ravens content, make sure you send in that quality support, and make sure you share this on message boards and social media so we can get it cracking. All right. With that being said, man, peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.